computer, sucker.
It's recording.
That is how you start a podcast. I don't care if you're the greatest host or the worst host, or you think you're going to have the most successful podcast in the world, or you're the most interesting man or woman in the world. Every podcast, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. I have a big sign hanging right next to my cough, right next to the thing that says press record, you fool. And we've done that. So we're making a podcast. What up, Tico? What's happening?
What's going on? What's going on? It's another good day. It's a Friday. Always
It's
good
a
when it's Friday.
Friday. Aren't you a cool kid? Are you a cool kid? Or are you like the kid that like writes out everything on with your text messaging, right? Like I've had to
Um,
adapt to your style of dictionary text messaging, LOL and OMG and SDF, whatever the F, I don't know what it is, but come
I,
on,
said-
you write
I,
Friday, or do you say
I'm
Happy
lacking.
Friday, everybody? Or you like Friday?
I don't say Friday, but maybe some people do. I don't know. I don't really use a lot of lols and stuff. I feel like they're kind of weird and overused. I don't know. I like to type out full words.
So
If
you're the youthful person that has crossed over from what's cool. So you're the future hipster now by saying that, right? Because like hipsters like 5, 10 years ago were like, oh, we're gonna start this new way of texting, LOL, OMG, whatever,
yeah.
whatever. That became so cool that it becomes uncool. And now we have to shift into what's cool again. And you're gonna be the forefront of that because you don't like my lolling all over your face.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a cool guy as it is right now. I got my cool shades on. We're rocking some freaking, I don't even know, some old 90s style looking glasses over here, 2000s, I don't know.
Listen,
They look cool.
what I like most about you as my brother is that you are unaffected by the BS around you. You're like, this is who I am, this is what I want to wear, this is how I want to grow my hair, this is how I want to do it. And you've defined your own style, man. Like you're 21 years old. I look at you and I'm like, man, that kid's cool. Like he's got the cool. I'm like putting on like, hey, what t-shirt makes me look young and buff? And like, like it's like you just roll with it. And I think that is effortless. Being effortless within your character is awesome. It's an awesome way to be. For so long, I was always like, oh man, how do I dress more like an actor? How do I
Mm.
speak more? How do I order coffee like an actor? How do I? And then you've all of a sudden at some point in Hollywood, you realize, oh shit, Hollywood don't need another actor. Hollywood needs a first version of anything that's new because this town gets stale real quick of guys like me trying to pretend we're actors. So your real personality has to come out. Here we are. It's
And that's what
MC
I
on the
do.
mic.
That's what I do. I try to be as real as possible. There's no point in me faking anything. I think I'm a pretty nice, cool guy the way I am. So I just try to do what I do.
I think Hollywood needs more people like you.
The world needs more people like me. We all need to just act more like ourselves instead of trying to act more like everybody else.
Isn't that the truth? Like, why can't we just act like ourselves? Hold on, let me change this camera setting real quick.
Nothing wrong with being yourself. Are you changing to the setting where it like follows you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. I like that. I got to get whatever that is. That's sick.
So this is all I have is iPhone 15 Pro. Do you have the Pro?
Yes.
You just take your phone cord, you put it on airplane mode, take your phone cord, plug it into your computer, and that's it.
That's it? You're
It
filming on
automatically
your
does
phone?
everything.
Huh.
Yes. And then so you'll plug it in. I'll show you after the podcast. You plug it in, and a little thing will pop up, a little video icon in the like right top of the screen. And then if you click on that, it'll say center stage, which is what I'm doing now. So like it allows me to kind of get up, and it should follow me.
Yeah, it's doing it now. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like it'll do
It was
some.
doing it really good. It was doing it really good yesterday. It didn't get recorded, but it was doing it really good.
Thanks for reminding me, you asshole. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Apple products. And it also gives you these reaction things, which I have shut off. But if you hit reactions, and look, you can also portrait mode it. It kind of washes out the background. Maybe it doesn't do it
Oh,
on
cool.
Zoom. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I just bought what I just buy? I bought the little the little Rode mics?
Yeah, the Bluetooth one.
Yeah. I
I
just
didn't
bought
know to get the Rode or the DJI one.
I just went with the Rode one because it seems like that's what everybody has in like the industry now. So I'm
Yeah, it
just
is.
going with that.
Yeah,
You
but
never
the
go wrong with Rode.
DJI, I don't know if you're familiar with DJI's camera products. Their stuff is legit and slightly cheaper than a lot of the Rode products. Rode is like your really paying for
Yeah,
that name and that professionalism. But DJI has like FPV, like the fly drone, the drones that
yeah.
you can wear the masks, and they
So
just came out with a Bluetooth thing like you see for roads. So it's like one little thing that hooks, you can plug into your computer, and then it comes with two little packs, that are
that's
wireless, and
yeah,
they're a little cheaper. But a lot of people are using roads or the DJI. I want a side by side comparison.
yeah. It'd probably be good just to see. I wonder if the price they weren't that expensive. I think it was like 230 for two of them.
That's not terrible, but that is not cheap.
No, it's definitely not cheap, but you're buying Rode, you're buying, I think you get some type of warranty with them,
Yeah.
you're getting a name brand product, you're getting something that probably isn't going to break or it's not cheap.
And if it does, when you buy a good product like that, generally it's repairable, like
Yeah.
some of that stuff. Like it's the reason you buy Mac computers because it's got screws. You could get a screwdriver, take it a piece, put a new part in very easy. Yeah, we'll see. You have to let me know how that works.
Yeah, I might use it for this. I don't know. I'm going to try a couple
You got
different.
to do the camera thing that I'm doing because
I'm
like when
definitely going
it,
to do the camera thing cuz I have like a tripod set up right here. I can put my phone on the tripod and I
yeah.
can angle it down. It would look better.
And
So
that's exactly what I have. So I have now I have an audio interface so I can hook up this amazing Shure mic. Shout out to them. We'll get you lined up with them immediately.
that was the decision I was making. I was like, should I buy the labs, or should I buy, I think they're labs or whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
or should
Lavs,
I
but you're from Florida, so you're gonna say
buy
lavalier.
lavalier?
Um, yeah, I think it's good that you bought those because they work great. You can also use those in this circumstance.
Yeah, that
So
was
you
that was
don't
that
have to
was what I was
use
thinking.
you don't have to use the snowball, but the snowballs are like a great
Yeah,
introductory mic.
yeah, I like it. I like the snowball. It's not terrible. It's
I don't
not
know
the
what.
sure, it's not that mic. It's not that for sure. That's top quality. That thing's amazing.
Yeah, but to run these, you need an audio interface, and I have this one called it's a Zoom H6. It's compact. It runs off batteries. So if you have four of these mics, and I carry around this little thing that's like a little bigger than my cell phone, I could do a walking podcast with four mics and just hook it to my belt and have four of these wires, like XLR cables. Just like even if a guy was walking next to me with a guitar, he could be plugged into this tiny interface recording wherever we are, the streets of New York, and he's playing acoustic guitar, anything. Super dope.
Yeah, that's cool.
So like when we hit the streets in Austin, so I don't know why I have Austin in my head. I think just because it's halfway Florida, halfway to Cali, whatever, we'll meet there. Cheap ticket. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in the comedy world. I'll bring this H6 recorder and two of these mics
We're out.
wherever we go.
And on the street, we're out
Yeah,
there.
and so between your iPhone and my iPhone, we'll capture whatever footage we can, but it'll be more about, the mic content and talking to everybody, whoever wants to hang out with us and go show us
Anybody
something
who wants
cool in
to talk.
Austin, we'll
Yeah.
be there for it, man. Take us to your house, show me what your grandma makes for dinner.
Oh, dude, I like Grammy's food. Don't
Dude, if
don't.
we can end up making a couple of friends, like acquaintances, quickly in Austin and be like, all right, look, I'll buy you a ticket to come with us to this comedy show. You got to take us out for dinner, whether it be to your house, to your barbecue, to your keg party, to your
Anywhere.
restaurant, you know?
Experience. That sounds sick.
Yeah, I want to be led by the situation and the circumstance when we do these travel shows because I think it's going to be rather than you and I going, oh, here's an itinerary.
Oh,
Matt and Tico are going here and there, and we're gonna do this, and we got to be there at this time. Like, I don't want any rules. I just want to like
oh,
live and see what happens, see where
oh,
we end up, see what we eat, drink, and what kind of conversation can happen if you just open yourself up to humanity and culture.
sure. Did you see Texas is kind of going a little wild right now? You hear about all that?
Bro, Texas is always wild. What
But
are you talking about specifically?
the whole border thing and like the government,
Dude,
the
the border is
government. I don't really
I
know about
I don't want to get political, but the border is a
that.
problem. All
And
right. Whether there's a wall or not a wall, whether people are coming in legally or illegally, somebody got to do something. The numbers 300,000 people and it's a lot of people coming in. If there's somewhere for them to go, I know this is a hot topic, so I'm going to end it quickly, but I just want children to be with their parents. It seems like there's a lot of disorganization, and the news is only going to show you whatever biased opinion they want to show you. Unfortunately, whether it's the Repubs or the Dems, half of the news is one way, half of the news is the other way. So unless we go down there, I don't even think we can even talk on it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
I,
It's
I want everybody to be safe. I don't want people to want to flee their country and not be allowed to go to our country, but I don't want people to come in here and it just be chaos and nobody knows what's going on and it upticks in violence or whatever or anything. If
yeah.
there's a solution, let's present a solution. Right now, it seems like nothing but problems. And obviously, with the election coming up, everybody's talking border and talking policy and talking this. And so, my best advice to you and the rest of the world is shut off the effing news and turn on the Cobros podcast because we don't care. We're going to talk about other stuff.
Here.
And honestly, it's just the same routine. You turn on the news, it's let's scare the people into their house. Let's scare the people away from the border. Let's scare the people into this idea of thinking. Let's scare the people into voting this way. Who cares, man? Let's invest in each other. I'm investing in Tico. Tico's investing in MC, and we're investing
Mike.
to every other person we run into that's part of the United States community of awesomeness. How about that?
Yeah, that's true. You're baking cookies. We want them.
All right. We didn't talk about right now without you have to answer this next question in 5 seconds. Who wins the Super Bowl? One, two, three.
49ers.
You have to answer this question in 3 seconds. Is there an overtime? One, two, oh,
No,
oh.
I don't think the last time the Super Bowl went to overtime.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You don't just come on the thing and say like Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes like don't even have a chance. And that's basically what you just said. So explain yourself.
It's not that they don't have a chance. It's that the 49ers are a fantastic team. That's a super team. They built everything correctly there. They have a great defense. They have a great offense, great O line, great D line, great people on the secondary, great corners, great safeties, quarterbacks, good. Everybody on that team is good. They don't have a single hole. The Chiefs, on the other hand, have some holes, and I think that's going to be exposed.
What are the holes? What Chiefs? If the Chiefs have holes, why are they in the Super Bowl?
Well, because Patrick Mahomes is awesome and he's Patrick Mahomes, but
And
he's not.
Patrick Mahomes throws passes and catches passes and runs the ball also?
He could if he wanted to. I mean, he could do
You're
anything
right. That
he
was
wants.
kind of
He's
a
Patrick
stupid
Mahomes.
question.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a man, dude. I'm not. I don't like betting against Patrick Mahomes. It's like betting against Brady.
It's like
But
betting against Floyd Mayweather. Like somehow, some
yeah,
way, you might shake him in the second or third round, but he's coming back in the fourth quarter and he's going to put that pepper on you, you
yeah.
know?
The 49ers have played him before, and I just think it's their time. The 49ers have been like in this same like position, either going to the game right before the Super Bowl or the Super Bowl for the past 5 years now, and it's their time. They deserve a Super Bowl, and it's time for
What's the quarterback's name again?
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy. That's right. So what if Purdy um, is warming up pregame and then here comes intimidating Mr. Kelsey and Mahomes, and they're just start warming up right next to him. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Patrick Mahomes is a little more violent towards him than he was that kicker of the Ravens because, he is a quarterback and this is the Super Bowl. Maybe he ties his shoes together. Maybe he trips and sprains an ankle on accident, just trying to have some good fun. Maybe Kelsey throws his helmet. Travis throws his helmet and it rolls so far one of the ear pads pop out and his little speaker that's going to tell him a play late in
Great.
the fourth quarter when he's inside the red zone falls out and then all of a sudden just because of that small event that happened earlier, Travis Kelsey rolled my helmet, my earpiece fall out. Here we are. There's 36 seconds left. We're down by 7 points. Coach, what is it? Coach, what is it? I'm
I hear
young.
you.
I'm young, new player. I might not be able to handle all this pressure like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey, who have been here before. I'm just saying.
Let me tell you why that's not going to happen.
Okay.
There's a man. His name is Trent Williams. He's 6'7", probably 300 pounds. He will not let that happen. Trent Williams is a baller. Trent Williams protects Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's got so many people behind him, and Brock Purdy is super cool under pressure. He's just very calm, very good. He's kind of like Tom Brady. He gets a lot of Tom Brady comparisons. That's a lot of people compare him to.
Does Brock Purdy have a Travis Kelsey or a Gronkowski though?
Yes, he does actually.
He
He has a George Kittle.
It's true.
You ever hear
That's true.
George Kittle?
I've heard of him, but I haven't followed him a lot. But these conversations are opening my eyes up, and I'm looking into shit after we hang up.
The 49ers are a good team, and Patrick Mahomes is the only guy who could beat them. And well, the Ravens beat them too during the season, but we're not going to talk about that. Um, but Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game.
I just want to say this. There is, as excited as I should be now that I've lived in California, equal to or almost equal to the time I've lived in Florida, I like to root for my California teams. And that being said, I want San Fran to win, but there is the combo. Like I'm a combo player fan, and Kelsey Mahomes is a combo
The best.
that I want to see down, like when you see Brady Gronk down a little bit in that, like 4 minutes left in the third, rolling into the fourth, and they're down by two touchdowns or two touchdowns and a field goal. And then you see Mahomes or a Brady or a Gronk or a Kelsey, and they're just different in their eyes. Like all of a sudden, we
Uh,
are shooting real bullets in this war, like, and they just turn on. And I love that. I live for that. I live for a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anybody who's going to come back in this game, I mean, the 49ers last week, they had that comeback. So, it could
Yeah.
go both ways. They're two very evenly matched teams. So we haven't had a great Super Bowl in a while. I'm hoping this is a great Super Bowl.
We have had some great Super Bowl concerts for the last
Oh,
couple of
hit that
years.
for sure. Yeah, man. Who was
I'm
it?
we're in it for Usher, right? I need some fancy footwork where the feet are sliding and skipping across the stage. We're all like, how's he doing that? He's like moonwalking, but sideways. We need some of that for sure.
Usher's
Um,
just so random. I feel like that's like a very random halftime show. Just Usher out of nowhere.
yeah, me too. And so I'm like, he's got to have some features, right? Because Usher has like songs with Little John, a lot of rappers, a lot of good,
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. Let's see Bieber show up, man. Bieber,
They're
let's
gonna have
go.
Taylor Swift. They're gonna have Taylor Swift fly down from one of the boxes, and she's gonna just start performing one of her songs.
Bro, does she have a song with Usher?
I don't think so. Probably
Wouldn't
not.
it be sick if they did a mashup, not told anybody, and she just showed up on Super Bowl day and starts popping off?
Did you hear about her thing that like trying to get her to the Super Bowl?
No.
So okay, listen to this.
Oh my
I'm
God. I'm
surprised
out
you
of the loop, son. Fill me in.
listen to this. So February 8th through the 10th, and the Super Bowl is the 11th. February 8th through the 10th, she's gonna be in Tokyo, Japan.
Holy cow.
So she has her last show on that Saturday at 6 p.m. and it finishes at like 11 p.m. Japan time. And she needs to hop on a flight immediately after that to get back in time for the Super Bowl. And people are betting on whether or not she's going to make it back in time.
So here's the thing. I'll tell you how crazy this is. So they're gonna come the same way like I come when I go to Australia and then I come back, just over the water to California. Or wait, where's the Super Bowl? Arizona, right?
Las Vegas.
Oh, Vegas. Yeah. So okay, so they'll be out here on this coast. So check this out. Every time I go down to Australia for work, I leave Wednesday night at midnight. I land Friday morning at 7 a.m.
Yeah, because it's like 14 hours or some crazy
Now
number.
check this out. It's like a 13, 14-hour flight, and they're like 17 hours ahead of us. But when you come back, I leave Sydney at 9 a.m. and I land in LA at 6 a.m. the same day. So you go
Yeah.
back in time. She
Isn't
can
that
make
crazy?
it. No doubt about it. She
Yeah,
can make
yeah,
it.
exactly. She can make it, but like if there's a delay, if there's
Yes. A
any
weather
problem at
problem?
all,
Yes.
if there's any problem whatsoever, she doesn't get out of the stadium right as soon as the show's over. She gets bombarded by fans. There's some other reason she needs to stay. She's
Yeah.
not coming to the Super Bowl.
It's not
So
like there's several straight long flights going from wherever she's coming from. She's Tokyo. So it's going to be a long overseas flight. So if she misses one of those, like when I go to Australia, there's like two options. You got to get on that one or this one, or later in the night, this one or that one. There's not like
she
flights
probably
all
has a
day.
private plane.
What?
Probably has a private plane.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, she probably has private. I mean, she's Taylor Swift, dude. She's probably the richest woman in the world right now.
Forgive my disrespect, Taylor Swift. How dare I even think for a
Flying
second
commercial.
that
Wow.
she's not flying a her own private commercial plane that Delta or any other airline should just gift her to see her man go to the Super Bowl. I don't even know what I'm thinking. Do you want to know something crazy about Taylor Swift I found out? When she
What?
first started touring, her dad, I believe, bought all of the tour buses in the United States. And
All
so
of
if
them?
you have a band or if you're a touring comedian and you rent those awesome coaches, those giant coaches, like almost like Dad's motorhome, but even
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
one up, you're renting them from Taylor Swift's dad.
Oh, that's crazy.
He's
That's
he's making like millions of dollars renting those things out, and he owns
cornered
like all
cornered
of
the
them.
business. He cornered it. That he cornered the market.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm like, how can I come work for the Swift family? I'm here. I'll be swift about it. I'll slide right in there. I'll do whatever you guys say because you guys are proven talented business makers. I
Yeah,
love
they're
it.
pretty. She's the thing that she's doing right now with the whole like repurposing her music or whatever, like re-putting out the albums, and she's making a lot of money. She's
Oh,
making a lot.
she's a legendary business icon. If anybody says anything about Taylor Swift, I don't ever have to meet her and I got her back. You know what I'm
Oh, I
saying?
got
Like,
so much respect for her. What a great
yeah, she's
business.
an icon. She's as we talked about like how Jason Kelsey's kind of a great inspiration. Taylor Swift is a so important to so many young people to see
Yeah,
her, see what she does, see how she handles herself, see how she deals with places like Ticketmaster and these, huge corporations. Like, she's a great person. I hope a woman runs for president. Let's see. Hey,
got
hey,
my vote.
hey, come on, I'll put Travis Kelsey, let him run. Travis
Hey,
Kelsey,
fine
Kelsey
with
Swift
that.
on 2024. I don't know why nobody's talking about that. They're the right age too.
That would be perfect. I'd love to see
Or
that.
she might not be old enough yet. She might not be old enough. But next election, 28.
It's 28.
No, I'm saying in 2028, right? Isn't it every 4 years? Or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
what,
yeah, yeah. You
what
got it.
year is it?
uh,
Where am I?
but man, she's
Oh,
great. She like her whole career, she stayed out of all like the bad stuff that could like happen when you get famous and that. And she's great. I love Taylor Swift. People be hating on her. These NFL fans be hating on her because they sometimes go and talk about her instead of the game. And it's kind of ridiculous that they hate on her at all.
listen, everybody hates when something changes that was one way for so long. And for like sports teams and people listening to radio, now they have to hear Taylor Swift's name. But let me tell you something. It's a beautiful Cinderella type story. It feels like I'm watching a magical
It is. It's yeah.
Disney street prince in
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey and this wonderful princess that we haven't been introduced to yet called Taylor Swift. And they're just on their epic journey. And if Disney doesn't make it into an animated film, well, I will because it's beautiful and it's going to inspire generations to fall in love and chase their dreams forever.
It's a great story, man. Like the star football player falls in love with the billionaire singer artist icon. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's a match made in heaven. I hope they have kids and get married and have a bunch of little babies running around.
And it seems legit is the other thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you see two young people and you go, oh, it's not like, whoa, like those are just two hot people in Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. It's like you see these two people and you're like, oh yeah, that would be a couple. Like I would see them at the line dancing bar together and they'd slug their shots of Jack and then throw back a PBR and go, let's dance, mama. And that would be a real situation. So like you want to root for that. You want to root for the every man and every woman and the people we all try to relate to, even though they're superstars. Like when you look at them and you see their family and you see the brothers talk on their podcast and everything we know about Taylor and all that she's gone through and ups and downs, like you want to root for these people. So
Sure.
NFL fans, lock it up. You're still getting your football. We're just changing the, dialogue a little bit.
It's good. It's honestly good for the sport too. People don't want to admit that, but it's bringing in so many new viewers and a whole like new female audience that they just never had before, and it's really good for the sport. So
Look, Taylor Swift put a documentary out that put more butts in movie theater seats than the last like, all these big movies coming out. So I'm all for it, man. Like Taylor, Travis, what do you need? You need some publicity. You want us to make some baked goods for the big game. Whatever it is, you want us to show up, help you tap the keg afterwards. The Cobros, we got your back, and we're playing defense from afar. We're not going to let anybody talk no trash on y'all because you guys are doing it, and it's fun to watch. I have to say, it's annoying, but it's also fun in the same way. You gotta root for those type of people.
I like it. I like it.
I like it
Um,
too.
Let me ask you a
Where are we
question.
at on time? Am I good? Yeah, we're
No,
good. We're good.
where we at?
We're like it's 11:40-ish. Yeah, I got a good another 20 minutes if we need it. There was something else I wanted to tell you about. Oh, we wanted to keep our eyes on a fight or a game that we could call together one of these nights, especially over the next 7 days where my wife and kid are out of town and I'm here just freaking out by myself. So if there's something to come up with,
Gotta find
um,
one. Did you find anything?
I didn't even look, but I'll look when we get off
Yeah,
today. I'll see what's coming up this weekend. Maybe we can squeeze one in.
yeah, that'd be cool. Let me ask you a question here.
Yes,
What's your
please.
opinion on face tattoos?
Um, First of all, it's a fad. 100% a fad. I'm not against it. I know some gangsters, and their tattoos mean stuff. And, if it serves you and you're allowed to, work in whatever line of work with a face tattoo, then, do you. Here's what I am, Ty. I am pro enjoyment. I think people, as long as they're not causing harm or forcing whatever it is that makes them happy or complete on you, let them do it. I don't
100%.
care what drugs you do. I don't care what music you listen to. I don't care what religion you have. I don't care whatever. Like, if it makes you a happy whole person, do that shit and do it all the time.
Oh
Just don't
yeah.
hurt anybody. If face tattoos are your jam, tat that face up and down. But I'll tell you, I have a friend who just got one removed off of his face.
Okay,
You
that's the
know,
his other side of the
he had
story.
one right here, like not like, like a Nelly stripe, but it said something under his eye. And it was like an inch tall by like 2 inches wide. He had it removed. But like I said, I know some gangster dudes that, they're proud of their face tattoos. It means a lot to them. And when they talk about some of the things, why they have them, there's stories to be told there, and so they're marks on their body. They're kind of the map of the life that they lived, and that's kind of, even my tattoos aren't on my face. None of my tattoos are beautiful. I got a bunch of tattoos on my leg that just mean something to me. So when I
Yeah.
look down, I go, ah, man, I never forget I went through that with those people. I had those pets, and that moment in my, it just mean your name's on my leg. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get your name on my leg so people would go, ah,
He
he's
got his brother's
Tyler.
name on his leg. That's
I
it.
got it because you're my bro, and my dedication to you and Carly are why your names are on my leg. It's to
Love that.
each their own. But what's your take as a new school kid that sees a lot more hip hop guys in your generation tatting it up? I mean, do you want to go Island Boys or what?
Okay, I'm personally, I wouldn't do that. I have a nice face, but hey, man, I love tattoos. Like, I want to get tattoos. I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
getting my whole arm done in tattoos. I just
yeah.
gotta, I want to have enough money to get like a nice one. I want to have a
And
good
it's
artist. I want to
and
have
it's
a
important to
good
go to
idea.
it's important to go to a good artist, and it's important to think about it a lot. And I'll tell you
Yes.
something cool is any tattoo you want nowadays, you can send off to a tattoo company and they'll just make you a temporary that'll last
Yeah.
like 2 weeks and see if you like it first. I've never done that with any of mine because I'm a very reactionary type person where I'm like, last night before Mandy and Macklin were leaving, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go get a tattoo tomorrow. You got any ideas? I don't even have an idea yet. They go, how about Zero's paws? I go, how about Zero's face? And that's what I
Oh,
settled on. I'm gonna get a Chihuahua
Zero's
dog
face
head
would be sick.
on the back of my leg. But I'm 41 and nobody cares if I have dumb tattoos. You're still young, hip, and beautiful. So don't tattoo your face unless
I don't
it
want to get them on my face, but people who do get them on their face, I don't mind it. I think some of them are cool. Like I saw, well, I don't know if this one's that cool, but this guy had freaking Anne Frank, like a really, really good picture of Anne Frank, perfectly done. It looked like it was out of
wow.
a book right here on the side of his face. And that's a little much. I don't know. I don't know if I'd put that on the side of my face,
It
but
depends what she means to you, though.
exactly. That I agree.
You
Whatever she
know,
means to him, it means something.
I think allow people to be people, right? We are super weird, and the problem that the most of this country has with each other is we're mad at each other for not being more like each other. We should be celebrating that we're all different and we all have different spirits and religions within us and beliefs and struggles, most importantly. So, like, allow people to just allow people, right?
Yeah, allow people to be themselves, man. But that's not what's happening in most of this country. People in the schools, they tell them that that's wrong. And people, people tell people that their opinions are wrong, even though opinions can't be wrong. They're opinions. I mean, it's silly the stuff that's coming out here.
And what's crazy, what's wild about so much of this is that when I was your age, when I was 20, like there were different presidents and there were people on both sides that didn't like your president or didn't like my president or didn't like your beliefs or didn't like where you lived or didn't like how low I wore my pants or didn't like how I braided my hair at the time. And you know what? They were like, man, I don't like that. All right, let's keep on going with life and still be friends and talk and have different opinions because what's interesting about people again is that we're different and we have varying opinions on all sorts of things that can be debated. Hence why you and I are loving this podcast because you're 21, I'm 41. We have different takes on shit and it's fun to argue about it and then go, all
Yeah.
right, let's go talk about something else. You know, who cares? I don't know why
Also
people
good
care so much.
at the end of that, we'll sit here, maybe we'll argue about something, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. That's what we know at the end of the day. And some people aren't like that. Some people say, okay, this is how it has to be. And if it's not that way, it's not good. You don't do this like this, it's not the right way, which is not true. There's no such thing as the right way and the wrong way. There's just ways.
You are a brilliant young man, and I will tell you this, and it's one of the most important things anybody ever told me in my entire life. Don't get married to your ideas and your opinions. If you believe in something, okay, great. But if somebody presents something to you that makes you question your thoughts or some part of knowledge to make you believe in another direction that you
Good.
didn't know before, allow that in. It's called growth. It's called adopting perspective, and you're only going to be better from doing it. People
100%.
people don't want to do it. I even get in my own ways within my relationship when Mandy and I go through something, she's right and then I'm right, and that's why two people fight. But instead, when you're married 20 years now, we have to start going, okay, 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 okay. This is totally pissing me off, but let me try to see it through your eyes.
That's it. That's it. You got it. You have to do that. If you
Like I
don't do,
feel like that dude, I don't know what his name is, K Baby on Instagram, where he sees videos of like people doing wacky stuff like really hard, and he doesn't say anything, and he's just like,
Khabib,
K-
Khabib,
K-
he
Kabibi,
called,
Kababy, whatever his
yeah,
name is. I
yeah.
feel like that. Like, really, it's not that hard to figure out everything in the world. Just allow people to have opinions, allow them to be different, and then try to see it through their eyes so we can all be better. And then I just want to go,
Yes, that's it.
that's it. Like, I'm not even smart. I'm just like mildly educated. I'm an actor. That's all it takes. Allow people to be different. End of the story.
Yeah. A big thing that did that for me, I when I was in college, I was taking my philosophy class and I loved it,
Yes.
man. It changed my perspective on so many different things, just like thinking and processing and thinking about how other people think about things and thinking about how some people don't think about other things. And it's just an interesting thing.
You have to remember that when you wake up in the morning, whatever your first thought is, nobody thinks or feels exactly like you do. Nobody, even your dad and me, who are so much like you, even your sister who was, we're all so similar. But when our eyes shoot open, it's just you are alone in your thoughts and in the world. So that's individual
Yeah.
people. If we were all the same and we all woke up and all put on the same shirt, all put on the same shoes, all ate the same cereal, all drank the same coffee the same way and went to the same place and said, "Hey, how you doing today?" And I said, "Hey, how you doing today?" That's the end of
That's it.
communication
At the end, it's
because
the end of the
people are the
world.
same. So, like, even though you think you need these hordes of people to be just like you to hang out in a group, you don't. What makes you better and what makes you more loving and more caring and able to lend yourself to different people in the world is allowing people to just be different and understanding that your shit can also be stanky, also, you know?
Yeah, and you got to remember, you're not the only one who has shit. They have shit too. He has
Yeah.
shit. She has shit. We all have shit,
And
and you got to be able
everybody
to.
is full of shit.
Yes, everybody is full of shit and everybody's dealing with their shit and everybody's getting new shit and old shit and buying shit. And there's just a whole lot of shit. And we got to be able to search through all of it.
And sometimes you can just take your big pile of shit and repurpose it and look at it from a different perspective, and all of a sudden, it's a less shitty situation.
Yep.
I feel like that's a great way to end it with some
That's,
fo pro so with some profanity coming from the brothers. Um, well, let's look into see what we can get into, on fights and stuff this weekend or sports and within the next week, but we got a bunch of, podcasts, you and I, ahead of us.
sure.
People, that's it. We love you so much. He's Tico from the Fantasy Show. I'm MC on the mic. We're out.
Peace.